we're showing off our hair. I was showing out
Yes.
how much gray I have, and I was telling Sharon she only has a couple grays.
Yeah, only a few. But I do have dark hair. It's under here.
You do have dark hair, yes, and I have a lot of dark hair with a lot of gray.
So I just have to walk around upside down, and my dark hair will show.
Wear one of those those ponytail things, right? Yeah, that's so funny. But your hair looks good. I love that. I love the haircut.
Yeah, we just went and got it cut. Well, I don't know, last week, whatever. Doesn't matter. But it seems like a lifetime ago already, but it was probably just last weekend. So.
I go today. Finally.
It's good to get it trimmed.
Yeah, I think they opened up a week or two, maybe 2 weeks ago, but I couldn't get in until today. So she was booked, but
we had to wear a mask. And I said, how is that going to work, having a mask on, And so when she, cut the one side, it was just like you had to hold the mask,
okay.
Unhook it, keep the mask on, and then hook it. And then she did the other side. We did,
Oh, got it.
So it worked out fine,
Because I don't have the ear ones. Mine goes around the head. So I guess
it might be a little bit different. You might have to unhook it and just hold it, hold it tight around, like that while she cuts it.
Maybe I'll even wet it down too, I guess, before I go. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see what her plans are.
Yeah. I mean, and I went with my sister. So one of us went in and one of us waited outside.
Oh, okay.
The requirements of how many people you could have in the place at the time, and there were 2 other people cutting hair.
Oh, wow.
Spaced apart. I never came into contact with anyone else except for the person who cut my hair, and then she had her mask on and I had my mask on. And,
okay, well that's
it was fine. I felt comfortable enough. So, but anyways, did you want to say who we were?
Oh, okay. We are SSK Yarners, and I'm Karyn, coming to you from North Carolina.
And I'm Sharon, coming to you from North Georgia.
Georgia, that's right. So, if you're back watching us again, thank you so much. It's been a rocky road the last couple of years, right?
Yes.
So, but hopefully we'll be back regularly. It's been about every other week. So, everybody that comes back, and if you're new, welcome. We hope you enjoy the episode. So that's it. That's us. Knitting, crochet, hopefully spinning, right?
It's sitting here.
Is it sitting there? Oh my!
Waiting.
You still haven't started?
Well, I haven't touched it in a couple of weeks. I just have been busy with life, and other things sometimes get in the way.
Yeah, that's so true.
Which is okay.
It is.
I love that blanket. It's very nice.
This is a work in progress, actually. So I took it out because it seemed so bare back there, but I love it. Yeah, granny stripe blanket. This is I'm going to say bulky weight because I hold either 2 worsted weights. Sometimes I hold 3 fingering and a DK. Like whatever I have, I hold it together. And I was saying, I wasn't sure I was going to like white in here, but I love the white.
I do too.
Right? So, so I'm only that much done. It's an ongoing project.
Well, instead of weaving in all those ends, you could turn it into fringe.
That's true too. Wouldn't that be nice? And
it'd be real cute.
Yeah. Evidently, I already tucked in all those ends. I don't know. I go in spurts. Who was I watching the other day? I was watching a podcast the other day, and I couldn't believe what they said. It was 2 women. One of them was like blocking a freshly finished object, and the other one said, "You know what? I don't block or weave in ends until I have a bunch of them." And I'm like, I'm the same way, right? I will have a pair of socks sitting there for 3 months and hats and I'll weave in all the ends and I'll block them all together. So I'm not the only one. So it was nice to hear.
Not me. I can't. It's not my favorite thing to do. So it's like, It's like the last thing you have to do to really have a finished project.
Well, it's funny because I don't mind it at all. I don't mind weaving in ends, and I don't mind blocking. It's just, I don't know, just to sit there for one item. I don't know. I like to do it all at once. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know.
No, I just think it's just different people like to do different things, you know. I mean, you find it sort of enjoyable, relaxing to maybe weave in your ends, and I just am like, oh, gotta get it done, you know. So like, that's why I do it right away.
I'm sure this one I thought, oh, let me weave in some ends, you know, and I just took a section and just weaved in ends. I don't know. Yeah. But I do like it. I like how it's coming out, and I love the colors.
Yeah. It's very colorful. Are you following a particular pattern? Because it almost looks like there's a pattern.
No. You mean with colors? No.
Yeah.
I'll usually go light, dark, dark, light. That's kind of one of the things. Like, you know, dark, dark, light, 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 dark. Yeah, no, I'm not following anything.
Yeah, look. I like it. It looks nice.
Yeah, I'm not following anything at all. But yeah, I had a lot of Red Heart yarn, those big ones, because I made a blanket for somebody. I can't remember. So some of this, the white, the light blue, and the yellow is all Red Heart, and it was one of those big ones. So, and then everything else is just other stuff I had.
Maybe that's why at this point in time, because you're using up that Red Heart, those big things, it looks like there's a repeat of a pattern, you know.
Yeah, and there's not a repeat. And there's different purples, so, and different blues too. So, yeah.
Hey, it's a good way to use up.
Maybe I do have a little bit of a pattern going now that I look at it.
Yeah.
It's like yellow, red, brown, and blue, and then I put yellow, red, brown, and green. So it's like whatever I probably have in that family. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it looks good.
Yeah. I like it. It's one of those things I'll grab every couple months, you know. Yeah.
It's a good thing. And when it gets cooler, you'll be happy to have it. When it gets cooler.
Yeah.
Sometime in November.
If I'm done by then. I may be done. I have a big basket of leftover yarns. So that's what I use. And when I finish a project, and this is everything. This is acrylic, wool. I have some cotton in here. I just throw it all in my basket, and then it goes in the blanket. So fingering weight, held triple with a DK, 2 DKs. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you could tell one's thinner than the other. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, how are you going to wash that? Because if you have wool in there, wool will definitely shrink if you put it in the dryer.
Throw it in the washing machine, throw it in the dryer, and we'll see what happens. Well, I don't usually, I probably won't really dry it very long.
Right.
And I always wash my knits or crochet in cold water anyway. So,
right.
Yeah.
And
I don't see it. And how often am I going to wash it? Probably I should wash it more often than I do.
It depends if it's just a decoration, you probably don't have to worry about it so much.
True, like a decoration on my legs.
Yeah.
But if I'm eating on it, then I'll, and I spill something, I would probably wash it.
Yeah, definitely. If you're using it as a blanket to sleep under, you might want to wash it.
Yeah. And I would never sleep under wool. Anything with wool in it, I wouldn't sleep under. It'd be way too hot. But yeah. But let's face it, I don't really wash my throw blankets. Every once in a while, I'll throw them in the washer. But I don't have little kids or crazy dogs or cats or anything anymore. So
yeah, no need.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? Are you working on anything exciting?
What am I working on? I don't know, Karen. I just
It's really is a podcast. It's just
I'm sort of in between. In between. I have a project that, I have been working on for quite some time. It's, it just needs to get finished. We talked about it a while back, you and I. My son gave me yarn, and it's cashmere. So, but I haven't really touched that. I just started a project last night. using just an acrylic, it's just an acrylic gray.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't, the lighting is bad, but I printed out that hat pattern, that Forla, I don't know how you say it properly.
Spell it?
Here.
Forlia. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Yeah. Forlia.
And so I thought I'll try to do that, because it's cables. It's just a lot of cables.
I love cables.
And I guess it's art by Takoro is what's written on the bottom, not a person's name necessarily. I got it off of Ravelry, and it was a free pattern.
Okay,
and it looked
good.
It looked interesting. The cast on that she wanted was a twisted backwards twisted cable or something. Twisted loop cast on.
Twisted.
So I looked. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I usually always do long tail.
Yeah, I do long tail too, but I could do a twisted loop.
But I looked that up on, how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't do it. And I cast on, it calls for 104 stitches, and I did it, and I started to knit it, and I wasn't real, so I did a long tail.
I was going to say, it's a very loose cast on.
It is a very loose cast on, but I think a long tail cast on for a hat purpose has enough give. So, yeah. And I like how that looks. It looks fine. I know there's some other cast ons that are like invisible for hats and stuff, but so that is what I started. I just, I finished up some things that I had been working on, so I just cast this on last night. And the other thing,
I love a hat.
Yeah, well, I think it's challenging because there's cables in it,
mm-hmm.
and there's multiple cables in that section. So I thought it will be quick, but it'll be challenging, and I like that kind of thing. And I always have socks, which are easy, usually a plain pattern for socks. But I do have some yarn that I want to use, and I've been looking. I have this drop spell. That's what it is.
Is that cotton?
It's cotton, viscose, and linen. And I have this color.
Oh, that's pretty. Is that a raspberry?
It is raspberry. I don't know if it's got a color name on there. No color. It's number 12.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually they have numbers.
And it says it's yarn group B. So
DK weight like?
Yes. So I have a couple patterns in mind. I just have to choose one. Mm-hmm. So I found that there was a drops pattern that I liked. I don't know. I thought I had everything close to me, but I guess I don't. It's a pretty pattern. It sort of has a yoke, knit from the top down yoke with like, I want to call it like sort of like a starburst around the neck, which is really pretty.
That sounds pretty.
It is. And of course, I don't know where my paper is, so I can't show you it.
So you printed it out?
I printed it out because I usually do. To me, it's just easier. I know I have it on my tablet. I can put it in there. But then there's this other pattern, which is Anchor's Summer Shirt Pattern by Petite Knit that I really like. I don't know if you can
oh, that's pretty. Yes.
And it's a paid for pattern, which is no big deal. It's not that much. And 1,100 people have knitted already.
Oh, wow.
And it calls for DK. And I really just sort of like the simplicity with the pattern.
Yes. What's the name of that?
Anchors. ANKER''S Summer Shirt.
Oh, wow. I really like that.
It's worked from the top down. And so it's rib. I love a good 1x1 rib.
So wait, the top is ribbed?
The top of it is.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. and then there's increases in there. So I think I might actually get that one and try it because I do like the way it looks.
Yeah, I really like that
detail.
too. It's funny, I was on Instagram the other day. You know IJ, right? Our friend IJ.
Yes. Yeah.
So I follow IJ, and she had made
You just finished the top.
a love note.
Yes.
But it was in Juniper Moon DK weight yarn. And I have a bunch of Juniper Moon Zoe. I think it's called Zoe, but I don't know if she's Zoe or Finley. I think she said she's Finley DK, but
I think so too.
Yeah, I thought Finley was a lace weight, but I'd have to look that up. But it came out really nice.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of that, but it has a rib on the top instead, because the other one's a lace on top.
Yes.
I don't know if I would like that.
Well, I think I'm not, because of the temperatures that we get, I'm not so much a big fan of having to wear a camisole underneath the shirt.
Yeah.
Because I think it adds to the extra heat that
every layer, extra layer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that top, you wouldn't need to have anything underneath. And actually the other one, if I could find the pattern to show you the name of it, from the Drops company itself, you wouldn't need to have anything underneath. So that's why I'm sort of leaning towards those versus something that's open.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I want to find like a tank top, but I want wide, like this width.
Yep.
So
you know what? I'll have to tell you, I do have a pattern for a tank.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, but I don't have my patterns with me. Darn it.
Well, if anybody knows of a tank, a good tank,
I'll send you it. I'll send you I'll show you. I'll send it.
Okay.
Because that was one that I was contemplating making also.
Okay.
Because I have two colors in that drop spell. I have that raspberry color and I have a pale blue. And I thought, one would be nice as a tank and one would be nice as just a regular, like this one has sort of just a drop sleeve. That one actually has a sleeve. So I thought it would be nice to have some variety.
Yeah. And I have some of that bell yarn. I don't have a lot of it because I bought a grab bag from somewhere and it has bell in it.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I bet it has a nice drape too.
It does. I think this was made out of the same. This is not blue. This is teal, but it does have a nice. It does.
Blue is not blue.
No, it's not. It isn't blue. It's teal. It's really more green than it is.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like a mixture, right? It leans more towards the green side.
Yeah. When I look at it, to me, it looks more green, but on the screen, it definitely looks blue. It's a pretty color on the screen, but it's not a true representation.
And it looks good on you. That's all that matters. That's right. Oh, good. You'll have to send me your idea for some tank tops. And if anybody
I will.
has ideas.
I will. I think it's called Love Story.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it's called. It has a nice, like lacy border. I should look it up too. And I thought it would be a nice one. It does have the wider, because that's me too. If I have a tank, I want something that's a little wider on my shoulders.
Yeah, I don't want my bra straps to be hanging down, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's an issue, but I'd just rather not. Well,
yeah.
Love Story, and I don't see any tanks.
Okay.
I see a lot of beautiful things, though. Love Story is a very popular name for patterns, and there's some really beautiful patterns. Wow.
I'll look it up and send that to you.
That's really cute. Look at how cute that is.
Yeah, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
No, that's cute though. I like that. What's the name of that? Loose.
Oh, this one is. It is. It's called Love Story. It's all one word.
Oh.
So, and it's by Ann.
So sensitive.
Ann B. Hansen. HANSSEN.
Oh, that is pretty.
See, it has a little wider strap. It has a little lace edging and little lace on the back and right in the front. I
Wow,
thought it would be pretty.
that's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. I thought it was pretty. And the straps are a little bit wider. They're not real narrow. I would think you would have to, you could decrease a little bit less on the one side and keep it wider, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't see, I mean, I'm assuming you'd be able to adjust it. It actually looks nice. And the armpits look not real low. Because I hate tanks where it's really low. You know, as we get older, well, I don't want to see it. I don't want to show it either. You know, I like to be a little more covered up. But yeah, the other
thing with knowing how to crochet, when you have an edge, like, you know, and you needed to make it a little bit wider, you could always do a little crochet edge to add a little width around there without drawing it in or anything.
Yes, I agree. That would be very easy. You could also just pick up stitches and just do 2 or 3 rounds of knit stitch.
Yeah, but I really like that pattern. So
yeah, I like that too. That's really pretty.
I was thinking of doing that with maybe the blue.
Oh yeah,
so it's a pale blue. I think all that lace would show up nice, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right. And if you wanted, you could wear a tank underneath of a really different color tank where it would show the lace. But yeah, that's very pretty. I really like it. That's pretty.
Yeah, I do too. I thought it was very feminine, you know, very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm hoping to swatch for. And that's a project I started because I finished up what I was doing. It's not that I don't have some languishing whips up there. I do, but I did finish one. But go ahead. What are you working on?
What am I working
on?
What am I not working on? Because I don't have any finished objects to show. So I guess maybe I'll show this.
Okay.
And I know I showed you this last time, but I've come quite far. And I changed the color. I'm making a garbage pail for my room, my work room. So, and I have so much yarn, I want to use it, right? So I started with this and I didn't like it. The plain.
Yeah.
Did the black and cream on the bottom. It's because I want, it's going to get dirty. It's going to be on the floor and stuff. So I didn't want to do it all cream. And then I started with the cream and I didn't like it. So I found this yarn. Which is a Queensland yarn. Yeah, it looks good. But what you do is you actually crochet around a rope. So this is how thin the yarn is. And then you literally just crochet around the rope. You would have thought I had brought a pattern with me. I'm very unorganized today, which is not like
that's my life.
I'm usually a little more organized than this, but it's a free pattern. It's a basket, but I've chosen to turn it into a garbage pail. So it's called the Boutique Basket by Kim Miller. And here's the basket.
Oh, that's really nice.
Isn't it? It's really nice. So all I did was, I think she stops the bottom round. She stops, I think, on 9 or 10. I just took it to 18. So, you just increase your stitches every round. Yeah. So that's it. I'm using leftover yarn. Yeah. So that's it. I have a wire somewhere. I had a wire somewhere that I'm going to put into the top.
Okay, all right. I was just going to ask you, how is that going to stand up so you can use it?
Well, it doesn't stand up now, but if I were to put it on the floor, it actually stands up, oddly enough. You wouldn't think it would, but it does. And I'm going to make it probably twice, maybe 3 times as tall as it is now. And I have a wire that goes on the top. It was supposed to be for a hat. I did bring it, but it's not here now. I'm not sure why or where it went, but it's definitely not here. So anyway, so the wire goes on the top, and the bottom I'm going to have either plastic mesh, or I'm going to cut out. I have a piece of foam board that's kind of worn, so I'll cut that out and put it on the bottom, and then it should stand up pretty nicely. Yeah. So, but I love it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I'm gonna do those handles at the top. It has those handles at the top.
I like that. Yes.
It has a really pretty button. I want a button with the fringe hanging down. I want it to look the same, just bigger, just big. Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't work as a wastebasket, it sure will work as holding knitting projects, crocheting projects, or,
Yes.
chair side.
Yeah, and that'll be fine too.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I've been wanting a little garbage can for in there, and you can't go shopping. And I've been online, and everything's just so metal, or I don't know, it just doesn't go with a craft room. So I'm like, well, I'm surrounded by yarn. Why wouldn't I just use yarn, right? Yeah. So, and the rope I had to buy, which was very inexpensive. I think this was $2.30.
Oh wow!
It's very cheap, and of course, I bought 4 of them because I thought I would need it. There's no way. I mean, I just started my second ball of yarn, so I'm gonna have a ton left over.
More baskets then.
That's true. Oh, maybe I can make this size.
Yes.
Because this is so pretty. Yeah. And I just used yarn for my stash. I know it's a Queensland, but universal, but I don't know. I didn't have a tag, so yeah. But I really like it. I love it. Yeah.
Great. I like it too.
I do too. Do you want to see something else?
Sure.
I didn't get a lot done on this at all. But
that's okay.
I'm making this.
Oh, okay.
I showed it to you last week.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
it's a towel.
Oh, here it is. It's on the bottom. Okay. I'm like, there's no name on the pattern. Farmhouse Dish Towel by Pearl Soho. Let me tell you, this is a cool pattern. I'm kind of surprised how much I'm enjoying this pattern. So here's what I have done so far.
Yes. I like that.
Back. So it's nice because you could use the back or the front. I know this is meant to be the front where you don't see as much of the other color.
Yeah.
But I just love the way it's coming out.
I like the fact that you can use it. It can show either way because the back with the more color, which is pink, right? Is it pink?
Yeah. Well, this is the right side. Yeah, it is pink. So this is the right side where you're barely supposed to see the color, and then this is the wrong side. So
But I like that side.
Yeah, and in this pattern, there's really no right or wrong side.
Yeah. No, that's great.
And it's a free pattern, and let me tell you, I absolutely love it. Of course, when I found it, I immediately wanted to make it, so I went online to buy yarn, and I was not spending $20 for a skein of cotton yarn. I just wasn't going to do it. And of course, a light bulb went off. It's pouring down rain here again. The light bulb went off, and I'm like, why don't you go to your stash and see if you have any? And I did. I had this yarn in my stash. I bought this at the Carolina Fiber Festival 2.5 years ago. It's called Pacolet Valley Fiber Company. And let me tell you, it's organic, grown in Texas, milled in Georgia, and I believe it's spun in North Carolina because her shop is in North Carolina. And it's beautiful yarn. And I think this says $13, so I'm sure I paid $13, but online it's $11. So I thought, an $11 dish towel is a lot better than a $20 dish towel.
But that, Kate, even looks like you might get more than one dish towel, or maybe a dish towel and a cloth.
That's what I'm thinking because there's 320 yards.
That's a lot.
It's sport weight.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how many because they just tell you to get 2. Yeah. One of the cream color and then one of the contrasting color. So, and then the pink yarn is just yarn I bought from a woman who was clearing out her stash, and it was just cotton yarn on a cone. That's really it's meant for weaving. But of course we can use it in knitting. But I love this pattern. It's a very cool pattern to where you slide and work from the opposite side. It's very cool. I highly recommend it.
I'll have to look at that. You know, I have quite a bit of cotton.
I think it worked good.
I have a lot of yarn on combs too.
Yeah.
For weaving.
Cotton, right? For your, what is that called when you set it up?
My loom.
Yes, well, your loom. But what do you do when you set up the loom?
I warp.
When you warp it, right?
Yeah.
So yes. So, and sport weight cotton is really weird. Like, I went online and it was not that easy to find.
Oh.
So it's very odd that I had one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well, most cotton that you see is, you know, like Lily and Cream or whatever is always like a worsted weight, which would be too, I think, heavy for garments. But, you know, that's what you see out in the stores. And then I know some of the shops carry some maybe DK weight cotton.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would think sport weight's harder to find.
And I don't see why you couldn't use a worsted weight. You just use less stitches, right?
Right. It would be heavier. I think it looks pretty. I think that weight makes it look pretty.
Yes.
But I have some linen in my stash. You know,
let me
that
tell
probably
you,
would.
I thought about that too. Talk about a beautiful dish towel, making it out of linen.
Yeah. Perfect for drying your glasses.
Yes, I thought the same thing. Yep.
You know, yeah, I think it would be really pretty. So I might have to try that.
You're gonna have to try it because I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I'm like, could I use my linen? That would be a very expensive dish towel.
Well, this linen that I actually have was not real expensive because I think I bought it at Tuesday Morning. You know, Tuesday Morning every once in a while. This is a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought I would make placemats, and I started and I wasn't real happy with it, so I took it apart. But I mean, I could always weave with it too. That would be fine. But sometimes you get some nice yarn at Tuesday Mornings because you know.
I have bought very nice yarn, and remember, I think there was a time one of us found yarn there, and then the other of us ran to see if our Tuesday Morning had it. Do you remember that? Yeah. Because they sell closeouts.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it anywhere else.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the yarn. You know,
we're both very frugal, but we also don't mind a splurge on yarn. Yeah.
So you don't have any finished objects? Are those the only projects you're working on?
Yeah, I have one more that I'm working on. I have nothing that's finished. Yeah.
Yeah. What else are you working on?
Want to see my last one?
Are you working on another gnome?
No. No, but I have to get to it because I've promised people gnomes. So I really have to get to it. So remember I showed that I wanted to make just a big comfortable cardigan, but I wanted it to be lightweight. And I picked this one out from Drops.
Right.
And it's so funny because I remember Drops patterns. They're very good, but you really have to read through it several times, make a lot of notes, and I have a lot of notes on here. Oh yeah, I have like tons and tons of notes. So, but it's a great pattern. And can you believe I'm almost finished?
Oh, wow.
So.
That's a lot of knitting.
Let me tell you, it's a fast knit.
Wow.
So that's one side of the front. Here's the other side of the front. And then, of course, the back. Why don't I just try it on?
Yeah, it's a vest. You have a vest.
You know, it's so funny. I tried it on. I'm like, wow, I really like it as a vest. I really do.
You know, and I love to have a vest because sometimes you just need a little warmth, but you don't need sleeves.
Exactly. And I was torn. I was like, well, should I? Shouldn't I?
Oh, the pattern's really pretty on the top.
It's a seed stitch, so I don't know how you're going to like it.
I don't like I'm a big fan of 1x1s, you know.
I love a seed stitch. I
do too. It's beautiful.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. But it's nice because this change in the pattern is just at the high end of the waist.
Yeah,
So
which is
it's really,
perfect.
really nice. I wish I could show it better, but I just can't.
And then it has like a drop sleeve, huh? And then you're gonna.
It's a sewn-in sleeve. So here it's like a drop stitch because I think it's a little big on me.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And again,
Well,
I picked it so it would be big. So this is definitely going to be big. And I've started the sleeves, of course. I do them together because it's flat. It's flat knitting, right? So there's the sleeve so far. Here's the front. Yeah. So here's the sleeves. And then I guess I get 14 centimeters. I don't know how many inches that is. I don't have my ruler with me. And then it's stockinette stitch after that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the sleeves, put it together without seaming it and see if I like it. If I don't, I'm going to keep it as a vest.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're supposed to be buttons. I don't know. I really, really, really like it. See, there's the detail at the waist.
Yeah, I like that.
And then it's the button band stays seed stitch all the way down. I do. I love this.
Yeah, no curling. And I like the fact that you're knitting the button band as you're going with the sweater.
Yes.
You know, it's not separate. You don't have to pick up.
Seam the stitch. I know people hate seaming garments. And you know what? I don't think I will. I haven't made a seamless garment in a while. I much prefer a seamed garment because there's much more structure. There's so much more structure. And you get to hide some maybe things that aren't perfect. And you can always seam it. If it is too big, you can seam it, shorter or whatever. But yeah, I love a seamed garment. See, there's my seam on the inside.
That looks good.
Yeah. And I heard Blueprint has gone out of business.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And it's funny because, I bought a class from Craftsy, not Blueprint, but before it was Blueprint. And I still have Craftsy's app on my phone. And I went there and I looked under my seamed class for seams and it was right there.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's a limited time.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
But
I know I do own some classes, that are supposed to be forever classes. So I'm hoping to get them.
Did you find them? Did you go on and?
I tried to go on to download any class materials because people were saying that you may not be able to get the class materials. And this was the night before the day they were going to call an end, and I could not log on. It was not available for me to log on.
Oh, wow. So and you just bought those.
Yeah, I just bought some spinning classes that I didn't even completely watch, and I have a weaving class that I didn't completely watch. And I bought them as a reference, like you would a book.
Well, yeah.
So that I could go back.
The seaming one. I was like,
right.
Let me go look up the shoulder seam on,
Yeah, because it's different than doing a side seam.
It's different than a stockinette versus the stitch. Because I don't know if I've ever seamed a seed stitch. So,
right.
And yeah, it was there. So, That's interesting.
Well, hopefully they're going to make that available to the people who have bought the forever classes because, it's why you buy.
Exactly. Wow. So you can't even get the classes you bought.
I couldn't. I should try to log on. I haven't since they closed, but I don't think that you can.
Yeah, because they didn't give people that much time, did they?
No, they didn't. And I think that was very unfair of them to do that.
I agree. I completely agree. Very unfair.
And it's just, it's one less avenue you have for learning.
Yes. Now, I love YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. There's some great videos on YouTube. But this one is, like, it's always there, right? YouTube, you kind of search, I do have some saved videos. but it's just not the same thing
Yeah.
as
Plus, you could always reach out to the instructor if you really had a problem. There were other people who asked questions. There were other people who answered questions for people. You know what I mean? It was like, so it's a different type of community. If you needed help, you could get it. And that's the thing, I think today, with so many yarn shops not being available to people locally, having to travel, 2-3 hours to get to a yarn shop, you can't get that person to help, right? You don't have that help right there available. So having a class that you can watch is helpful.
Especially when you have access to the instructor, even if it may take a couple days. But yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I completely agree. So I wanted to show you see this line here?
Yes, I do, that you pointed out. Yes.
What
happened?
It happens. My gauge somehow got off. I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking. I don't know. It wasn't a new ball because I that's the first thing I checked. So, but I could fix this very easily by just manipulating the stitches. But yeah, I would just wanted to show that because look, it's not on the other side.
That's
And I sew the fronts together. I always sew the fronts, the knit. When I knit the right, I knit the left at the same time. I just mirror them because, doing the back is the exact same as doing the two fronts together. So that's why I like to do that. Like the sleeves, I like to do those together too. Yeah, so I just have to manipulate these stitches and then that'll go away. So
it'll fade. Well, even with blocking, wouldn't blocking help some of that too? Or no?
No, it doesn't usually. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to fix it because I just noticed it's wrong. I made a mistake.
Wrong.
I made a mistake in the pattern.
Oh, no.
I just realized that. That's not going away. I thought it was just more a wider gauge that I would be able to lift the stitches, but no, it's not right. It's seed stitch, knit, purl, the next row, purl one, knit one. Well, evidently I repeated.
Oh, so you have two rows the same.
Wow, I wish I had noticed that earlier. I could have fixed it.
Now, my question is, why is it that we don't notice it earlier? Because it's happened to me.
You know why? Because I don't go like this when I'm knitting. I don't stop and look at it. Like my sleeves, I've not stopped and looked at them. Like, do they look right? Does that look normal? And we should do that. Darn. Bummer. Oh, well.
It's always, you drop a stitch. Now you're 20 rows past. You still have the same amount of stitches that you need, but the drop stitch, how does that happen?
And you shouldn't have the same amount. You should be one less.
You should be. But I just finished a pair of socks. I put them on last night, and I'm like, and the pattern it's a lace, so there's yarn over, so there's holes in the pattern. So I put them on. I'm like, wow, that hole is a lot bigger than some of the others.
Oh, look, it's falling.
So I take it off, and I'm like, what the heck happened? How did this happen? So I ended up, just, picking it up, right? But the sock is finished. It's already off the needles. Like,
so you just the same with
the
pink cardigan. Did you just tack it in? Yeah.
Because I'm not going to undo the sock.
No, not for one stitch. Well, that was like the pink, lace one. Oh no, it was all together and completely finished. I'm like, oh, that's weird. There's just a dangling, like, what is that? And then I pulled it. I was like, oh no, it's a drop stitch. But yeah, it's one of those. My count was probably off, and I probably fudged it and just did an extra yarn over, right?
Yeah.
Because it was so towards the bottom. And I just tack it in, and that's.
I don't know how.
Kind of bummed out, but you know what? It's not. I really wanted something comfy and cozy for around the house, or if we go out to eat whenever we get to do that again. Oh yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. Oh well.
Hey, you can still wear it. So what?
Yes, I can still wear it. And if anybody says anything,
Too
I
bad.
don't know, it was in the pattern. I don't know why that's there. Oh, wow. And it's so funny. Yesterday, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll fix that easy. That's no big deal. And then as I'm looking, I'm going, no, that's not going to get fixed. Oh, well.
That stinks.
That's,
But I know that gauge does change. I mean,
yeah.
you know, if you're under more stress, if you're more comfortable, I've seen it myself.
Where I was
you know.
probably like this, watching TV.
Yeah.
And I noticed my gauge gets a lot looser when I don't
Yeah.
look at my knitting. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Oh,
That's
wow.
funny.
That is.
I know, but that's it always seems to be that way, that you notice these mistakes and your rows pass, and it's like, do I dare drop down that far and try to fix it, you know? And then someone recently that I watched, and I don't know who, it's like, I don't ever just drop down the one stitch. I do, you know, a couple on each side, so that, you know, when I'm picking up and changing it, the gauge sort of evens out in those stitches and it doesn't get too tight. And,
Yeah.
and it's just you know, it's fine if it's a row or two, but you know, when you're going down 20 rows or something, it's not fine. It's not fun.
You can. And I actually learned that in a class I took last year at the Southeast Fiber Festival. Southeast Fiber Festival, is that right? That doesn't sound right. Southeastern Fiber Festival, I think. And you can go down, but you have to take the time to really manipulate those stitches to kind of blend it in. It'll never be perfect, but you can blend it in.
Yeah.
But it takes, like I was going to spend, it would probably take me a good hour to an hour and a half to have fixed all this if it was fixable, which would have been worth it, but now it's not fixable.
Well, yeah, if you were just 2 rows past, you could easily drop down stitch by stitch and just do the opposite until you got to that. You know,
now that I think about it, when I was working the button band, I was like, or when I got to the top, I'm thinking, wait, this row is not matching that row perfectly. Like it would end on a purl, but the other one I was ending on a knit stitch. I'm like, well, that's weird because I started them at the same time and was working on them. And that's why. Oh, well. Yeah.
You know, and
I love this yarn. It has a pink strand in it that you could barely see.
Yeah.
I don't think you could pick up on it.
No, I can't see it.
Maybe right in there. I don't know, but it's very faint. But there's like a pink strand in there, and it's shiny, like almost like it's silk, but I know it's not. But drops pattern 7626. Now, what's interesting about drops patterns, because I think did you say you may start one?
Yes.
There always seems to be 9 things going on at once, right? So increase here, at this point, like this one. So when the piece measures a certain size, increase, but at the same time, you have to increase, decrease somewhere else. So I always like to make a nice chart. And I like to I do all the sizes, like 16, 24, 32. But at the same time, once I get to 28 and 35, it's something different. So I always write a chart. So don't be afraid of drops designs is what I'm trying to tell everybody. Don't be afraid of drops designs because they are really good patterns. The majority of them that I have done. And this is a great one and so fast. I almost have a cardigan in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's great. That is great.
Yeah. I do have to seam the one side, but yeah. So that's that.
Well, that's
charting,
good.
Very important for charting.
Yes. When there's a lot going on, you do need to make some sort of notation or you'll forget,
yes.
what you have to do.
And when you're knitting a pieced garment, you'll have the neck and you'll also have the sleeve side, which, you might be increasing, decreasing here, increasing there. So yeah, it's important to kind of write everything out. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to keep track of it or you're going to be lost. So
yeah.
I think I've used one other drops pattern and it was there was something lace in there and it was just very confusing because when you did the decrease in the pattern, there was a blank. There's like, there's no graph, there's nothing. It's like blank. And it's like, so what is this? What am I supposed to do here? You know, it's very confusing. But I did read, I mean, I read other people's posts. So then I got to see, you know, what it is, you know, that you have to do or understand about their patterns. They don't show you the decrease. It's empty space. So stitches aren't there.
And this one, I almost kind of got mad. I almost wrote them because in the picture, it's a V-neck, right?
Yes.
I mean, clearly it's a V-neck. So as I'm finishing the front, I'm like, wait, there's no decreases. How am I going to have a V-neck with no decreases? Right?
Right.
So I'm like, well, should I email them before I finish? And then I read through the whole pattern again. And I'm like, wait, I pick up stitches at the end, all the way from the front, all the way around the back. So wait a minute. Again, how is this a V-neck? Well, it folds over. Right? And then it becomes a V-neck. So I didn't know that. So I'm really glad I didn't email them.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it's hard to tell from the picture that it's not an actual V-neck cardigan.
Yeah.
Right?
It folds over beautifully.
Yeah.
It's a natural fold over. Like and this is not blocked at all.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think if I had gone online and blew up the picture, maybe I could have seen it. But yeah, I was almost mad. Like I was almost like, are you kidding me? This is not a V-neck. Why are there no decreases? Yeah.
It'll be a V-neck when you're finished because it'll fold over.
And I didn't change anything. It's folding over beautifully. So again, one of those things where you just do the pattern and it'll work out.
Yeah, do the pattern and it'll work out. Sometimes I check other people's, notes. I look to see if maybe they ran into problems or whatever.
And that's a great idea. Yeah.
You know, if it's on Ravelry, some patterns aren't, but you know.
And Drops has a whole section of comments. So some are in different languages, but there's a lot in English too. So
yeah, well, because Drops is not an American. It's not an American company. It's foreign. Their patterns are, foreign. They're not written in English, I don't think, to begin with. Do you, or are they? I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is they come in so many different languages.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And I think that could be why their charts are different than what we're used to.
Yeah, it's got to be. It has to be. I know you can buy their yarn here, but I don't think it's based here. No.
Yeah, I think.
But I don't know where it's based. I don't know. But it comes in so many languages. You pull down the menu and you go by the flags. It's That's why
amazing.
It's a great company.
Yeah, it is. And all of their patterns are free. They have wonderful patterns.
And their yarn is so affordable.
Yes. And I mean, that's why I have the drop spell that I've used to make the tops and that I have more of, because once I finished this one, it was like, I really like this cotton linen, the blend. I like the variance in the shading because of the cotton and linen. And it gets a little hot for summer sometimes just because it's so humid and hot.
Now that's the Bommelin, right?
The Bommelin, I did the bottom. This is Belle, but this one isn't bad.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. That's the Belle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This one I can, it's lighter weight, but there are lighter weight store manufactured knit tops for us that are 100% cotton that we can wear. But anyways.
Drops is on Instagram, and they do. They actually have a pretty good presence on Instagram. It's I know. There we go. It's just Drops Design, no space.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, they have a pretty. Yeah. Look at that.
Well, see, it's nice to get the new ones.
It really. Oh my God! How cute is that?
It is cute.
The sunflower bag.
I love sunflowers.
Adorable. Lillian. Oh, somebody crocheted out of their yarn. So I guess it's not their pattern.
Do you have anything else to share?
Me? No, that's it for me. I'm sorry. Now I'm looking through all drop stuff because.
Well, you can't do that. So, we've talked about how we have things hanging around, things that have started and we haven't finished. So I did open up my bags that I have that, things stored in, and I thought, am I going to finish this? Am I going to not finish this? Are you far enough along? So I took 2 projects and undid them.
Oh, okay. So you completely took them out. All right.
Completely took them out because I was not going to finish them. One was a shawl. Are you okay?
I swallowed my water the wrong way.
I hate that.
I'm sorry.
I've had that happen to me.
Wow. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It happens to me.
I didn't want to cough and
Yeah, you don't want to cough on me. I understand.
I breathed in my water and I found my wire all at the same time.
Well, that's good. So I take a pattern out that I had started. It was for a vest, and I really didn't like the fabric it was making, and it's 100% wool. It was I don't know. So I've got 2 big balls of wool.
Oh, nice. Now you can find something else to make.
Yes, and now I took out I was using Claudia's hand painted DK weight to make this shawl, which I love. I love the yarn. One is a variegated with fall colors in, and one is a pretty green. So now I'm just going to find something to use.
Good.
One that I decided to finish. I did. I love her yarn. It's very soft, and I love the colors. It's saturated. It's really pretty. So someday when I finish a project with that, I'll show you. I had another one that I started with Malabrigo and a lace weight mohair, and I thought, should I finish it? It's a Mobius. I spent a lot of time on this. I finished it.
Oh, good for you.
So here it is.
Oh, wow.
I'll put it on. Now this is purple. I don't know what color it's going to show.
It's showing purple and gray.
Purple.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So, here's your mohair section.
Yeah.
Mohair. And
so the gray, is it gray?
It is a gray mohair. Okay, it was gray.
Gray mohair. Okay.
Yeah. And it's Malabrigo Silky Merino. So it's silk and merino wool. So that yarn in and of itself has a really soft hand and a nice drape. And it was Kid Gloss mohair by Plymouth Yarn, but it has 28% mulberry silk in it. So it's not scratchy.
Nice.
Not scratchy.
It's Kid Glaze?
Kid Gloss.
Kid Gloss. I've never heard of that one.
Kid Gloss mohair. That's what was on the wrapper. Oh, and so it's the Mobius. So you cast on and there's a lot of stitches.
Yeah, that's really
it goes around continuously. So I'm glad I finished it. I actually left off a few rows because I'm like, I just don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I just want to be done.
Pretty though.
But I think it's a good height. It's a good length. It's wide enough. It's really very soft and drapey.
Yeah. And what's the name of that pattern?
This pattern was, I don't know if I could say the name. Reciprocity. I don't know. RECIPROCITY.
Reciprocity? I know this word.
But I would say it reciprocity. I wouldn't say it. I don't know. That's how it's spelled.
It has to be correlated to reciprocate, right?
That's what I would think.
I don't know.
Anyways, it's by Barbara Benson. And I had started it 2017.
Barbara Benson. Is that Stitching Duck? What is
Tumped Duck? Tump. TUMP.
Oh, that's it. Tumped Duck. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, God, I haven't heard her name in a while.
Yeah. No. Well, anyways, I had the pattern and I started it like in
Love it. Yeah,
2017.
love that pattern.
So it's really pretty. It's double knitting. I don't know that I understood everything properly.
Oh,
I've
double
never,
knitting. So is there a right and a wrong side or no?
there really isn't.
Yes.
There really isn't.
Double
And
knitting takes double the time.
yeah.
But it's a
So anyways,
beautiful project. Oh, I love that. It's so good that you finished it.
I know. I was really happy to have a bag empty with a project that I finished instead of just tearing it out.
So you've emptied 3 bags, right?
3 bags, but
That's so good.
So you remember last time I was showing you the
you finished them.
The Regia Perfect cotton.
Yeah.
Mostly cotton. So I finished the first pair. I have a pair.
Love them.
Shorties.
Don't they block beautifully?
You know what I did? I didn't wet block them. I just sort of seamed it with the iron. Just for show, because really I don't.
Beautiful.
I don't block my socks. I'm sorry.
Wait until you wear them, and then just when to fold them. They lay perfect. That yarn. I just love that yarn.
Well, I have another one.
Oh, do you? Oh, I love that.
I have another pair. There's 2.
Oh my God. Is that picot on the edge on the
Yes.
God, what pattern is that?
I knit that picot edge. The pattern says to crochet it, but I knit it.
Yeah, why not, right?
Now that pattern is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Mouches, Mouches, and it's by Suzanne Reese. I've had this pattern. I've knit it before. It's not a new pattern. It's free.
Oh, really? Why
Yeah.
don't they have this pattern?
It's free on Ravelry. I don't know that it has too many people who have knit it, but see the whole front of the,
love that.
The whole front is this lace.
Yes.
Great for summer.
Perfect for summer. And it looks really good on that yarn.
Yeah, it did. This is what I had left. So I thought I had very little left over after I cast off. I could have made it a little bit higher. Yeah. But I had very little left. Love the lace pattern. I've knit this pattern before, following the instructions years ago when I didn't know much about knitting. I mean, we're talking a long time ago. Yeah. And they were always too big.
Oh,
so
okay.
Having knit the plain pair, knowing that my gauge of 56 stitches normally was going to be too big, decreasing, I did the same with this. So I had to adjust the lace pattern. Because,
got it. So you would rather adjust the pattern than go down a couple needle sizes, or?
I'm already on a 2.25. I don't want to be knitting on a toothpick,
I don't mind knitting on a 2.0 or a 1.75.
I don't know that I have a 2.0 or a 1.
Because you do the magic loop, so that would be a cost. So,
but it turned out. I mean, it turned out fine.
It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely. I just don't know if my brain would be like, what? Adjusting a lace pattern?
I just adjusted. I just had to adjust the one portion, the top. It's like three rows of. There's a row of knitting in between, of course, but there's 3 rows of a knit stitch, and then there's like another 3 rows of knit stitch. So I just had to not leave as much space between some of the stitches, and then some of the stitches I had to just adjust, and it worked out fine.
Yeah.
And the heel construction is really interesting because the heel, although I could have started it a little bit earlier, the heel starts on the bottom.
That's weird.
So I don't know if you can see it real well, but you can see how it splays out.
I can. Yeah, I can see that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I probably should have done a couple short rows up in here. It might have even brought that heel up a little bit more on the back, but it's not horrible.
Okay.
She actually says to do some short rows in here just to give more length.
On the bottom.
On the bottom so that the heel fits nice. But I mean, Karen, I'm going to try this heel on another just plain sock because it left, I mean, that's a hole that's in there because of the lace pattern,
Oh,
but
okay.
it left no gaps.
Oh, wow.
And look how nice it comes together on the
Yeah,
side.
it looks really good. Boy, I love
And
that picot top.
the original pattern called to have a little lace portion right back here, but I went too far. But it would be a nice little accent.
Yeah.
But you could do a cable easily up the back or something.
Yeah, if you wanted, but you know,
On another sock, I'm saying.
oh yes, yes, yes. But I love that picot top. That's adorable.
I know.
So
I love it too.
really cute. I love those. Those are so nice. 2 more socks. Yay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have you worn them? Do you like the yarn or?
I haven't worn them.
Okay.
I put them on and try them on. I like the way that fits. I like this heel construction. I'm going to try it on a regular pair.
Because the yarn, I don't get me wrong, I love hand knit wool socks.
Yeah.
But
This
again, here it's really hard. I would never even think right now about putting on a wool sock. But I put on my cotton socks like without even hesitation when my feet are chilled.
Yeah. I definitely would put them on if, with the air conditioning running, sometimes your feet are cold. I think they're a great travel sock, if summer sock, if you're going to travel anywhere too, I do really like them, and I do love this. I do really like the yarn itself. It was easy to work with. It has a nice little bounce and stretch to it.
Yes.
And I think the
it's
stitch
surprisingly
is really nice.
A little stretch, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's bouncy and it's stretchy, and I just really like it. So I definitely would order more of that, Perfect Cotton by Regia.
Write it down. Regia Perfect. Cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the exact same color that you have. I have.
I know.
On that one.
I really liked it. So I thought, well, I'm gonna do these. I'm glad I finished them. And I got 2 little shorty socks out of them. You can't complain about that.
I could never get 2 shorty socks. Yeah, no.
In fact, I probably could have, like I said, I could have started that heel portion a little bit. I could have knit a little bit less and started the heel sooner.
Yeah.
But they fit fine, and I don't, because I've never used this yarn. I haven't washed it, so I don't know how they'll be.
Wash is great. I wash and dry them. They don't shrink. When I say they don't shrink, they come back. Because when you put them on, again, when you wash the socks, you want them to be snug, right? And then, of course, it grows just a little bit. But, yeah, I do not treat those socks gently at all.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to, wearing them.
Yeah.
And of course, with the lace pattern, anyways, just because it is lace, I didn't need as many stitches because it stretches more.
Yeah, so, true. Oh, that's
I'm really
good. Okay.
Really happy. Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to try a pattern, I really like that pattern. Now, I just hit the table here. Sorry about that, but I didn't actually do the toes the way she did. I just did my toe, because the way she does have a little bit more lace up in the toe section, but I just didn't. I just started when I had enough stitches that I would, was needing for my sock. So
I know when you do your toe, you don't do a standard toe.
No.
Yeah, you round it off more.
I try to round it off. It's more rounded than some, because I just do a lot of increasing right away. I don't do an increase round and then a knit round and an increase round and a knit round, which is mostly what a lot of patterns do, and so the toe comes more like that.
Increase round, yes.
But I actually have a pattern that I bought, and I'll have to get the name and share it with you at another point in time, but I believe it has an anatomically correct toes.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
Yeah, and I thought that might be interesting to try.
Yes. I've actually knit socks, and I actually think one of my cotton pair I did this with, I made a right and a left. Because my feet aren't rounded.
No, mine are, no, I don't know anyone's feet that are really rounded.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But my inside of my feet is much longer than the outside. So my foot actually goes like that, right? Yeah. So I made a specific right and a left sock. Yeah.
Which is, which is good. I mean, because no one's feet are as pointed as most of those patterns are either.
Yeah,
but it does
fit. They still fit.
Yeah, they do fit. And the yarn, that's the whole thing. The yarn just gives where it needs to go. So it's like if you do your toes that way, they still fit, you know. But I just thought it's interesting and it's fun sometimes just to try something new to see.
Always.
You know, if you might like it better or the way it fits better, or you say, no, I don't like this way, you know, it's just fun to do.
I like trying, I always love trying new stuff. And I always do my toe the way you told me. You do a lot, not so many knit rounds in between your decreases.
Yeah, and it just spreads it out a little bit. I think I normally do.
I think I go to 20 stitches. Is that what you do?
I start with 12 stitches.
Okay.
And I do the Turkish cast on because I could never, because I do them toe up. Now,
that's right. You do them toe up. That's right. So your increases. That's why you said increase. And I'm like, no, decrease. That's right.
No, I do them toe up normally. I forgot. I know other people like doing it the cup down. It's fine. I mean, I just think we all like different things, and it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a little better.
And I just know myself. If I do one, I might not do the second one because.
And you have to know that and own it, right? You have to. Yeah. I'm good. If I'm going to make a sock, chances are I'm going to finish the second one. Yeah. If I make two at a time, it'll be the same as if I did one at a time. If I'm not into the pattern, I'm just not going to finish the pair.
But sometimes it's the pattern that you're creating with the yarn that keeps you going, and sometimes it's the pattern of the yarn that keeps you going. You know, the way the yarn is knitting up. If you're like a pattern like this, when you buy, you know, something that's manufactured and you get a you want to see, what's it going to look like, or you're looking, or you know, if you're buying a self-striping yarn that someone's, you know, I can't wait to get to
fun to see it come together. Yes, that's
so there's two different, you know. But if I knit one sock and I saw how that worked, be like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. One sock.
That's all she wrote. I'd have a lot of, you know, fraternal twin socks from different.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever done that. Like, I've never not finished a second sock. I had some unfinished socks, but it's only because I didn't finish the second sock. I probably have two pairs of socks where all I need to do is the toe.
Yeah.
Really need to dig them out. Yeah.
I know. I still have a couple more, you know, whips.
UFOs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're unfinished objects, just sort of waiting to be finished, you know. So there's that sweater that I started like years ago.
Yeah.
I do need to get it done. I really do want to finish it. I wasn't going to tear all that work out. It's just too much. So
I have a long cardigan. I'm just going to rip it out. I have a long cardigan. I have a lot of it done, like a lot. Actually, I think I have the whole body done, pockets and all, and I was working on the sleeves, and the sleeves weren't working out. Something wrong with the pattern. And I did figure out, if you're hearing that thunder, it's thunder, not my stomach. So, and I did figure out how to fix the sleeve, but then at that point, I was just frustrated and was like, I'm never going to wear this anyway, so why am I putting so much time into it? So that I'm going to rip out. Maybe I'll show it next time and before I rip it out. I have no problems ripping anything out. And I've gone to the Goodwill and bought knitted tops and ripped it out and got yarn out of it.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's usable.
If you've never have you ever done it?
No.
It's teeny tiny yarn.
Yeah, it's kinky too.
Well, yeah, I don't mind kink. That doesn't bother me at all. But it's so tiny. You can have this big bulky sweater and you're taking it apart and you're like, wait, there's 6 strands of this teeny tiny yarn. Yeah, so.
No, I've never done it, but I know that people do it. Yeah. I have something, I have an acquisition.
Oh, you do? Oh, I want to see. You haven't told me about this.
I know, it's a surprise.
Okay, I love surprises. Let's see. You bought a mending egg.
I didn't buy it.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I went to my mom's house. She had her sewing basket out. And she said, oh, I was going through my sewing basket because I thought maybe there's some things in here that you might need.
Yeah.
This was in the bottom of her sewing basket. So I said, Mom, I need that. She says, you can't have it. I said, but I need it. Why can't I have it? She says, you can't have it. It was my grandmother's. I said, but Mom, I could use this when I'm doing my, weaving in ends around the heels or stuff. I said, but I could use it. She says it was her grandmother. So it was actually my great grandmother's.
Oh my God.
And I said, I have looked them up on Etsy to purchase because I didn't want to buy a new one. I wanted to get one that was antique. But now it's like, well, this is really special because this was my great grandmother's.
Super special. Absolutely super special.
And I should have pulled it out yesterday.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, now a drop stitch will be so much easier to fix. Oh, that's amazing. I love old stuff, especially when it comes from the family.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So so she relented and she gave it to me.
Oh, that's amazing. She should, see, me, I'd be like, if my niece said that, oh, take it if you're going to use it. Because if I'm not using it, and she'll use it and she knows where it comes from by all means. Yeah.
But I think it was special because it was her grandmother. So, she has memories tied to it. So sometimes those things are hard to give up too, even though you want someone else to enjoy them, but it's still something hard to give up because.
And it may be one of those few things that she has from her.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it's really, that's my only acquisition. That's all.
I love that. I absolutely love it. I have absolutely no acquisitions except for my rope. That's it. I bought it from paracord.com if anybody cares.
There you go.
Yeah, and paracord.com. I don't know if people fit it, like people that make project bags, Sharon. They sell the rope, the rope for the handles. $2 for I don't know how many yards. Yeah, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Paracord.
Well, that's all I have for today.
Yeah, that's all I have too today. That's all I got. Yeah, not very exciting. I mean, I had told you the other day I'm working on 3 things at the same time, and I was spending an hour maybe in the morning working on this, and then, a couple hours in the afternoon on this, and then in the evening I'd sit down and I'd work on this, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. Remember you were saying you had heard somebody does it by day, like Mondays is crochet and Tuesdays is knit. And I thought, well, that's great. And so I immediately started this, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to, whatever day you and I talk, Thursday, I said, well, Thursday's going to be my day. I'm just going to work on this. So I did. I worked on that all day Thursday. And then Friday, I picked up my cardigan. And I couldn't put it down. So I got no work done on this one. So that didn't work for me. So I had every intention of 3 days a week was crochet, 3 days was knit, 1 day was going to be my dish towel. But I got hooked on my cardigan.
But that's okay because the cardigan is something you're going to wear, and a dish towel is something that, it's not, you can finish that anytime. If you and Dave are in the car driving somewhere, that's a good, in the car driving.
Yes. Yep, as long as he doesn't talk.
Yeah. Well, because it's a small project too. It's not like you have a cardigan or a blanket on your lap. It's something small that you could just carry with you too,
True. That's very, yeah.
Yeah. So,
God. So, so I don't have any plans on making anything over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I'll finish some of this stuff. And maybe I can throw in a tank to start a tank top in there, hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's my next, I do have a pair of socks that I plan on working and a pattern to go with it because it is going to, the other thing with the toe up, you get to see because I'm going to reach the point where I have as many stitches on that I'm going to work with. You get to see how the yarn is working, you know, if it's speckled, if it's
Yes.
variegated or whatever. Because there's one thing I don't want to do is spend a lot of time making a beautiful patterned sock with the yarn that's not going to show the pattern. So I figure if I start that way, what I should do is put a lifeline in, and then if I don't like the way the pattern's coming out, I can just rip it back and just do a vanilla sock. Vanilla socks are the easiest, of course, to do.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's so nice to have, it really is nice to have something that has a pattern on.
Yeah, it is.
Too. So I have those socks on the go, but the next thing is, you know, I have that little hat, but I do want to cast on for a summer top. So I think I'm going to get that anchor. I think that's how you say it, top, because I really like that one. And,
yeah, I really like that one too. I'm gonna look at that.
I like the
I'm
pattern.
gonna look at that tank top too that you suggested as well.
Yeah. So that's what I hope to start this week, along with the other things that I have to do.
There's not enough time in a day to get everything done that you want to. It's just not.
No, there isn't.
No.
There isn't. But that's all right. That's why I stay up and I try to work on them, and then I drag myself out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Nope. 10 o'clock, I'm in bed. Like that's like, yeah. As a matter of fact, I think last night, it's 9:30. Dave goes, I gotta go to bed. He hasn't slept in 3 nights because of the dog. He's fine. He's okay. He went to the vet. He's fine. But he kept us up for 3 nights. So Dave's like, I'm going to bed at 9:30. I'm like, it's too early. There's no way I'm going to bed at 9:30. I'll be up at 4 o'clock. And then what am I going to do? So 20 minutes later, I wake up on the couch going, I should have went to the bed with Dave because I wouldn't have to wake up now and try to get back to sleep. So he had such a great idea. I just didn't follow suit. So
I know.
as soon as he went to bed, I fell asleep. Like, it was so funny. It was so funny. Yeah. But 10 o'clock, I can't stay up past that. I'm like falling asleep.
Yeah. Well, you're up earlier than I am. I mean, I try to get up when my husband's, you know, getting up for work, but it doesn't happen very often. But you know, I don't sleep.
5,
yeah. Yeah, I don't sleep. I don't get up that early, but whatever. There isn't enough hours in the day, not when you're trying to complete projects and fit in all the things that you have to do anyway. So.
Yeah. I'm not a busy person, but I keep busy. I keep my hands busy with making. Should work on this. Maybe I'll work on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like it. You know, it takes time to do a row.
Yeah. And crochet is great because crochet uses up so much yarn.
It does use more yarn, and I do actually think, I mean, I love to crochet blankets versus knitting them because it does go so much faster.
So much faster. Yeah.
You know, to me it does. And, but if you're talking garments, you are using a lot more yarn, but there are some pretty garments made with crochet today too. I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, there really are. I'm just not good enough. I'm not, I'm not a great, like I've always said that I'm not a great crocheter.
Yeah. It's hard to keep the ends straight when you need to sometimes. I have to all time doing
this darn thing, I changed the bottom. Like I'm so advanced at crochet, I can actually change a pattern. But yeah, I changed the bottom a little bit. But now what I've learned, and I've learned it since I made that beach bag last year, I used 2 markers, one on the first stitch and one on the last stitch, because forget it, I never know which is the last stitch and which is the first stitch. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Crochet is just not my thing. Yeah. I love it though. I love it.
Yeah, I do too, but I just don't do it very often to become more proficient in it, you know.
I've been doing it longer than I've been knitting. I've just never been able to take that next, you know, get to the advanced, you know, make garments and things. So, but blankets, I'm good. And I'm not going to look at the sides because if it goes a little wonky, it's okay.
It's a blanket. It's okay.
Exactly. I even give them away, you know.
Then you don't even have to look at the side.
Knitted. I don't knit people blankets. I crochet blankets. Yeah.
It's knitting a blanket takes a long time.
It does.
So,
all right. Well, I guess that's it for us, right?
I think so. I probably long enough. People are going to get tired of hearing us.
I don't even know how long it is, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for just spending time with us. I wish we should do some live ones, right? So we could actually communicate with people. But but thanks for joining us. I don't know, make some comments. Let us know what you're working on. Love to hear some recommendations on some summer tops. I'm going to go back and look at IJ's top again at the love note.
I like that pattern, the love note. I've looked at that pattern frequently. I think it's very pretty. I think it would be nice to wear in the winter, even to make it, long sleeve.
Or you could wear like a long sleeve, undershirt, or just shirt under it. I think.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Or make it long sleeve or 3/4 length. I mean, as far as sleeve length, you can adjust any pattern for sleeve length, and even the crop tops that are so popular, you don't want it cropped, which I would not personally want it too cropped. I'm not that young anymore. But you can always lengthen body,
yes.
And you can always lengthen sleeves or shorten them if you didn't want them long.
So. And I always have to alter garments anyway because my torso is so short. That a lot of garments come way beyond my hips, like really long, and
and I think that's the beauty of knitting. You can do it yourself. I mean, even when you're sewing, you can make these adjustments to fit you. Not that I do that well, I don't, but I mean other people.
And I think that's where a lot of experience comes in, because if you're not a garment knitter, you're going to be afraid of it because, I did it in the beginning too. I'd make a garment and be like, oh, it looks horrible on me. Well, that's because it doesn't fit me.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
See, and that's another, I don't want to keep on talking, but I mean, that's another reason why the craftsy classes were so nice, because there were things that you could own those classes and you could be taught how to, because I'm not really that great at changing patterns up for garments, for sweaters, but I know people put bust darts in and do all sorts of things to adjust for a larger bust or smaller or a waist. Some patterns don't have waist shaping.
Longer arms. Some people need more fabric at the top,
because I mean, you have all, so I mean.
Every body is different. Every single body is different. You really should be knitting garments according to your body. Yeah.
Right.
And that's difficult. It's really difficult too.
It's a learning experience, and it's hard to learn on yarn that you spent money sometimes and
the time, right? Yeah. So.
But anyways,
again, we could ramble for hours and hours and hours.
I know. We'll be off on another tangent pretty soon.
That's right. All right. I'm gonna hit the stop record button, everybody.
Okay.
Again,
bye. Thanks for joining us.
Weeks. I will have my hair cut in color by then.
Yay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.